Hello everybody, thanks for hitting play. This is HBC Craftsman. This video is how I make my plyometric boxes, and I will include links of all the tools that I use and also a link to plans so you can make your own. For those that don't know what a plyometric box is, it's a tool that's used to do various different strength and cardio exercises. You can do a series of box jumps, squats, jump overs, things like that to enhance your workout. The ones I make are 3 different sizes depending on which side you have facing up, and I make it out of 3/4 hardwood plywood, preferably not dropped on the ground.
Oops.
If you look at the first link in my description, you'll find a link to the build plans for this. It's got a detailed cut list, along with step-by-step instructions on how to build your own. Be careful when making your cuts, and try not to bind up your table saw blade like I did.
Not everything went exactly according to plan.
If you follow the cut list and the plans, you'll be able to make one box out of one 4x8 sheet of 3/4 hardwood plywood. It makes a variable size plyometric box where one side is 30 inches, one's 24, and one is 20 inches, depending on which way you have facing up. Marking the measurement of each boards will help you with assembly later.
Measure your life in love.
Here I'm marking where I want to pre-drill my screw holes. Make sure your screws are evenly spaced. You're going to want to countersink these because you want them below the surface for when you're jumping on them. And I mark both sides. I'm also marking 3/8 of an inch in from the edge, so that way when I pre-drill in, it goes right into the edge of the perpendicular board. When I'm pre-drilling, I like to stack the same piece on top of each other. So when I'm drilling through the top one, it goes into the bottom, so I only have to measure once. Then I just continue those holes through to countersink the bottom one. I should really make a note to avoid these profile shots. They're really highlighting my giant nose. But what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of putting these pieces together, tacking them with a top and a bottom screw so I can make sure everything is pre-drilled into the perpendicular boards. Taking measurements to find the center so I can put the center brace in. This internal support is very important. Not only does it add strength to the entire box, but the last thing you want when you're jumping on this is any flexing. I'm new to making videos, but I'd like to make more. If you can, please like and subscribe. Please leave me a comment. Let me know what I can do to make the next video better, or just tell me how bad this one is. Right now I'm just continuing to mark where I want to pre-drill my holes. Again, make sure to countersink so they're below the surface that you're going to jump on. I've made some plyometric boxes before, so I made this handle jig so I can get the template down to make these handles go a lot quicker.
It was a good jig.
It was a bad jig, a terrible, terrible jig.
How I make my handles is I use this template and I drill a pilot hole big enough to get my flush cut router bit in there. Then I use my palm router, follow that template around using a top bearing flush cut router bit, and makes quick work of these handles. After that, I take a round over bit, round over the inside and outside of each of the handles, and sand every piece to 120. You can personalize your box in any way you want. This one was commissioned by my buddy who bought a gym. He wanted his logo on each side. You can leave these boxes plain, use paint or vinyl. to put on any logos or stencils you want. This one I use my Ortur LaserMaster 2. I put a link in my description below if you want to see the Amazon link where you can purchase one on your own. So I lasered in all my logos and also the markers to show what height you're jumping on, and sanded everything to 120. And then now I can final build everything. I applied glue to each edge and also put screws into all the screws that I pre-drilled earlier. Alright, now that I'm done gluing and screwing everything together, I take my palm router and I round over all the sharp edges, and I finish sand everything to 220. The last step in this project, I spray this with my HVLP sprayer. I use a satin water-based poly, it's polyacrylic. And I use a satin because that way it's easy to clean, but you don't want this thing to be too glossy and slippery. You don't want people sliding when they're jumping on it. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Also, you can click the link to download these plans and you can make your own. And if you want to see this box in person, contact Bell's Gym and give it a try.